Baronin here again, and this video is just going to be a little one about getting Oki, getting good knockdowns with Rain and what to do with it, particularly off of Geyser, because I found that is a particularly good knockdown for Rain. Usually, you know, when you're a zoner and you see, oh, I have a really good knockdown, well, this is the perfect time for me to start throwing projectiles or to set up my slow setups or something. But Rain can actually go quite on the offense here, particularly considering the fact that he can get a perfectly timed jump in into attacks that break armor. So if I just do some buttons into a Geyser and go for a jump 2 and go for this whole sequence here, that breaks armor and the opponent has to block that overhead and they have to take that whole sequence. And keep in mind, forcing the opponent to block in this game is an absolute win because you build so much meter from making the opponent block. If I make him block this whole string, whoops. Look, I've built nearly a whole half bar of meter just from doing one jump in after a regular knockdown that you get a lot as a Rain player. And let me show if the opponent is going for a wake up here. And keep in mind, Rain has probably one of the fastest wake up attacks. It's very quick, so it shows you that this stuffs wake up attacks. Easily stuffs it. Now for fast wake ups like Rain's, you do have to do a jump 2 into a standing 1, which is fine because we can easily do that into a combo anyways. And no matter what hit we get, we can see like, oh, thanks to the free combo, bro. But if the opponent does have a slower armor attack, or you don't think they're going to go for a wake up, probably better to go for jump 2 into forward 2. Whoops. Just because that's your mid, it leads to more things. You can keep it safe if you're not aware. You can do this to cancel into a portal, which is -4, and it's just slightly better. Also, if the opponent goes for a delayed wake up, then going into a mid is what you're going to be doing anyways. Because I do this is going to whiff. You don't want to go for a high on the opponent's wake up, so, because, you know, they could just smash under it. So you want to be buffering into going for your mid anyways. So this will cover the opponent going for armored wake-up attacks. This will cover people going for delayed wake-ups. This also covers someone going for a cameo wake-up. Let me just... I think I have him as the recording doing this. Sub-Zero is the best cameo wake-up. Gets completely stuffed by this as well. So Rain, just any knockdown he gets into a simple Geyser is now actually an amazing situation that he can lead to go into overhead low mix from, you know, a deep dump 2. He can easily go combos into his forward 3 overhead or his back 2 low. It's pretty nasty that he can get this from anything. Now, keep in mind, this only works if the opponent is grounded, because if the opponent is airborne where you hit a Geyser, the frame data completely changes. It becomes, or here it's +47, but if it's in a combo, it becomes like +40, +42 at the max, which means that now really fast wake-up attacks, like Rain's wake-up attack, will actually beat you. So if I get... I'm just gonna get him to do this recording. Okay. So he's going for this. I still can't press buttons to get out of it. Like, I can't mash 1, mash down 2. I have to use my fast wake-up attack. And then we can get out of this. So off of long combos and stuff, it's not as good Oki, which kind of makes sense. You know, little hits, just going into a knockdown is going to lead to a better knockdown than choosing a knockdown at the end of a super long combo. But this is not the end, because his pressure doesn't end there. Right, so take our 1-1-4 here, which is into Geyser. That's something you land very often as a Rain player. If you're using Scorpion, you'll get a full combo from it, you lucky ducks. But knockdown-wise, it's a bit worse, because it knocks the opponent really quite far away, so going for a jump-in just isn't going to work. So instead, you have to do a dash into a jump-in. And you might be thinking, okay, well that sounds kinda crap, because the opponent can easily just hit you out of it, or they can do whatever. But this covers a surprising amount of options. It beats the opponent going for a delayed wake up, back 4, after he lands the jump 2. But what beats the opponent trying to jump away for an armored attack, Most armored attacks are easily stuffed by jump-ins. It beats most armor attacks, because most armor attacks don't hit an opponent that's high above your head. It becomes unblockable timing. So, although it's simple, it's actually a pretty viable Oki option. It covers a lot of options, and there's actually a special input you can do to make it cover more options more easily. Particularly thinking about if the opponent is airborne. So this is something that was in the last video with the mix-ups as well, but when you're doing for a jump 2 and you're not sure if the opponent's going to be in the air or not, instead of going just for jump 2 and into forward 3-2 or whatever, you can actually do the special dial-in string where you go jump, and you hold forward and press 2, 3, 4, 3, and then 2 again. And you go in between the 3, 4, 3 really quickly, like roll your finger in between all of them. And that means that if the opponent is airborne, you get your aerial string, but if they are on the ground, as you can see, I dialed in the whole thing there, I still get the forward 3, 2 on that kind of hit, and if the opponent's in the air, I get the aerial string. So it covers both options. I don't have to react to the opponent being in the air and get a special combo, which means I can just dash in on my opponent, and if they happen to get hit by my jump in, still get the the forward 3, whether they're in the air or on the ground, they're gonna get caught, and they're gonna go into full combos or overhead low mix. So, yeah, pretty simple stuff, but pretty powerful. I was not aware that Rain's Oki game could be so simple and so effective, and in my opinion, I think this is far more worth it and rewarding than using his long knockdowns to, like, set up a portal or stuff, or set up a projectile. Because usually when I get a long knockdown like this, I was like, oh cool, that's the perfect timing for me to get, like, a projectile that hits Oki and will be slightly plus or whatever. But getting a projectile that's slightly plus is not as good as getting a jump in that is extremely plus and breaks armor. Like, yes please, I will be going for this option a lot now. And you may be thinking, just also a final note here, you may be thinking, there is a significant overrepresentation of overheads and jump-ins right now. This could very easily be beaten just by going, just tapping up block. Well, I thought so too. But somehow you are wrong, and that is not the case, because something I was not aware is that Rain's jump 2 cannot be up blocked. Sounds crazy, right? Let me show you. If I just, I'll get rid of this recording. Go for a jump 2 there. Nothing happens. Let me show you, like, with another recording, you know, jump 3 or jump 1. That's an up block. Same input. Jump 1 is also up blockable. But jump 2, nothing happens. Which means you don't get a punish on Rain. And that means you can't stop him from cancelling into things. Which means he can always go into his strings and pressure and whatever from any jump 2. This is for sure a glitch, but if it... or I assume it's a glitch, but if it's not, that is extremely powerful and means that all of these knockdowns that we're getting and all this Oki that we get with jump-ins is completely guaranteed because the opponent has no counterplay against this overhead in particular, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, let me know if you try and abuse this online. It works pretty well. Thanks so much for watching, I hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!